Hi, this is James. I'm the unofficial mayor of Cowboy Country. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you could be here with us. Just so you know, tomorrow night, this video is essentially I do try to do the video the night before. So this is Tuesday. Videos for Wednesday. I'm not doing a video for Thursday. I have a final paper for my PhD program, my first class, and it's worth 20% of the grade. So I will be working on that Thursday night. What I will do, no, actually, shoot. I'm not doing a video Friday night. I need to do the video for the predictions tomorrow night because there might be some games that are played on Thursday. And then I also have to follow up with the UCF SMU game. So, tell you what, I'll do a video tomorrow night for Thursday. Friday night, no video. And then Saturday, we'll talk about what happened. So, remember, any predictions done on this channel are done purely for entertainment purposes only. We'll also just show you that I actually know what I'm talking about. Speaking of knowing what I'm talking about, we've been through this many, many times. I have. The flow of the football season. That's what we want to talk about. I want to talk about the flow of the season. There's an actual pattern that every football season goes through. And the first thing you want to do, it doesn't matter what football program, it doesn't matter if you're Alabama, it doesn't matter if you're Vanderbilt, it doesn't matter if you're Oklahoma State or Baylor or Kansas or whoever. The first thing you want to do is win your early games and get bowl eligible as soon as you can. Okay? This is huge. A lot of people are like, well, these bowl games they're worthless. They don't mean anything. It is an opportunity, number one, for you to play somebody that you don't normally get to play. But the other thing it does for you is it gives you 15 extra practices. Those bowl practices are very important in developing your younger players. Remember, the ones, your seniors that are going to go on to the NFL, you can have them miss a couple of practices so then you can focus on your younger guys. I don't know how Gundy juggles that around, but I've heard stories of some coaches that will use those bowl practices to focus on their young guys. That's important. The extra time that coaches can spend with their team will not only help them prepare for the bowl game, but it will help them be better come spring. They'll be further along in the spring. Those young players will have developed more, and they'll know your offensive or defensive system. And so by the time those young players that haven't played, maybe they're now sophomores, they may either A, be an important backup, or B, be a starter. Now they've had some more practices, and they'll be better prepared when they actually play their first game. Number two, once you've gotten to that point, your goal then shifts to let's focus on trying to get to the conference title game. Big 12 has a conference championship, the ACC, the SEC, the Big 12, and the Pac-12 all have conference championships. You want to get to that conference championship. I heard something about the Big 10 getting rid of divisions. I think there's pros and cons to both. In the Big 12, there are no divisions, at least not this year. There might be next year, I don't know. But either way, since we're dealing with this year, that means you don't want to lose more than 2 games. It is possible for you to lose to another team. Let's just pretend and say for the sake of discussion, that Oklahoma State were to lose in Norman. Now, OU already has 2 losses. But let's just say that OU loses to Texas but beats Oklahoma State. So they got 3 losses. They're not in the conference race, but it does hurt Oklahoma State that would have 1 loss. And then Oklahoma State were to lose say they lost to TCU. Okay. It's at TCU, so that's a real possibility. So you got 2 losses, but then TCU loses a couple games, and they lose a 3rd game. So yeah, if both teams had 2 losses, TCU would get the nod because they have the tiebreaker, but because they got a 3rd loss, they're no longer in contention. So it is possible to lose. I would hope, and I believe from what I've seen in person, now that I saw the Central Michigan game in person, I saw the Baylor game in person, that this team is more than capable of finishing 11-1. I thought at the beginning of the year the loss would come to Baylor, but thankfully that didn't happen, and I'm glad I was wrong. So, you want to get to the conference title game. If that doesn't happen, worst case scenario, that doesn't happen, you want to try to get to as good of a bowl game as you possibly can. Oklahoma State does really well traveling if they can drive to the game. They did okay going out west to the Fiesta Bowl. I mean, that's a huge game. That's a special trip. They did okay when they went to the I think it was the Cheez-It Bowl in Orlando when they played Miami. But Oklahoma State historically does better when they play in games like the Alamo Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, than when they could just drive south from Oklahoma to Texas. Of course, we have, including myself, obviously we have alumni here in the state of Texas. So, you want to get to a good bowl game. If you can't get to the conference championship game and you want to continue to recruit and watch the transfer portal, if for some crazy reason somebody in the athletic department happens to see this video, when I went on my little mini vacation to Utah, I saw BYU versus Wyoming. I will tell you that Wyoming has a running back. I think his number was number 4. I don't know his name, but that guy is a bona fide stud. And if that guy shows up on the transfer portal, I want him wearing orange and black. We got Jalen Warren from Utah State. Maybe we can get another good running back from the Mountain West. Who knows? But I will tell you, he's good. He's a great athlete. It was impressive to watch him run through tackles, and just a great athlete. All right, number 3 thing you want to do, and this is to any sport, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, you want to avoid the roller coaster. Look, I'm happy Oklahoma State won. It's late and I'm very tired. I am very happy that Oklahoma State won in Waco, but it's one game. I'm not going to get really ecstatic because they won, and I'm also not going to get down in the dumps if for some reason Texas Tech goes into Stillwater, and I would call it a mild upset. I do know this. Their coach apparently has a lot of connections with high school coaches in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, from what I've been told by Robert Allen. And I did listen to somebody does a show on YouTube that features Texas Tech. For the love of God, I can't remember the guy's name right now, but I do know this. Texas Tech's coach is a good recruiter, and he's going to get some talent in there. So they may not contend for a Big 12 title this year, but you give them a year or two, they will be better. And so if for some reason Oklahoma, I'm not predicting that. I'm predicting Oklahoma State to win. Number one, it's in Stillwater. Number two, I believe top to bottom, Oklahoma State has more talent. But if they were to lose, it's one game. I'm not going to let it ruin my, it's like, oh, the sky is falling. I like Golden Blues channel, but the whole clown thing that he does, instead of the Mountaineer, it was the Clowneteer or whatever. I don't need that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to come on here and bash Mike Gundy or any of the coaching staff. They know more about football than I do. Although if they wanted to take on an older graduate assistant, I would be willing to talk to them. I feel like I do have some football knowledge that I could bring to the table, and I've been a leader in nonprofit organizations, so I know how to motivate people. I know how to encourage people to get more production out of them. But you have to avoid the roller coaster. I mean, look at Kansas. I mean, they're 5-0, and College Game Day is coming to Lawrence, Kansas. That's awesome. But if they lose that game to TCU, that's one game. They're still 5-1. They need to win another game to get bowl eligible. You have to keep focused on what your goals are. Look at where you are. Take an honest assessment. What are we doing well? What do we need to improve? And go from there. Us fans, we can ride that roller coaster all we want. Yay, world's great. Next week, oh, the world's terrible. It's horrible. Our team lost. I guarantee you, if Texas beats OU in Dallas next Saturday, there are going to be people in Norman calling to fire Brent Venables. He hasn't even finished his first year yet. You don't need to overreact. Just need to stay calm, stay focused. I don't want to go Dave Aranda on you. Oh my gosh. I swear, I thought after watching a press conference with the guy, I swear he's on Valium or something. I watched the press conference before the Oklahoma State game, and he's like, we really need to focus on, Oklahoma State's got a lot of good team speed. They're going to be the first team that we play this year that's going to be faster than us. I'm like, somebody give that guy a Mountain Dew. Come on, wake up. At least have some enthusiasm. But you don't want to be so up that when things go wrong, then you crash. And losing a football game is not the end of the world. So you want to avoid the roller coaster. Understand that, especially this year, there's not a bad team in the Big 12. Everybody's going to play well. Everybody's going to put up a fight. And considering that Oklahoma State is now the highest ranked team in the conference, we are going to get everybody's best punch. Everybody's going to try to knock us off. We went to the conference championship last year. We avenged our loss to Baylor. Now they're looking at us as saying Oklahoma State is the team to beat. So expect Texas Tech's best punch on Saturday. Anyway, there'll be no video for I'll do the picks tomorrow. If you're new to the channel, please hit like and subscribe. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you for all of you who do watch. I love you guys. Whether you got your degree or not, if you're wearing orange or black, you are a part of Cowboy Country, and you're welcome here. So have a great night.